Imagine giving 3 different buyers in the same city the exact same budget. Let's say around $300,000. You might assume they'd end up with similar homes. But here in Detroit, that's not how it works. The same budget can lead to 3 completely different neighborhoods, 3 different lifestyles, 3 different communities, and 3 different stories. Today, I want to introduce you to 3 Detroit neighborhoods that each offer something special. Not because one is better than the other, but because each one has its own personality. And by the end of this video, I hope you'll begin thinking less about square footage and more about where you feel at home. Hey family, it's your girl Monife, your Detroit real estate advisor, loan originator, and neighborhood storyteller, highlighting the people, places, and cultures that make Detroit such an incredible place to live, invest, and call home. One of the questions I hear all the time is, how much house can I buy in Detroit? And while that's an important question, I actually think there's a better one. What kind of life do I want to build? Because your budget might stay the same, but your lifestyle can look completely different depending upon the neighborhood you choose. So today, we're not ranking neighborhoods. We're simply telling the story of 3 great communities that each offer something unique. Let's start with Bagley. Bagley is one of those Detroit neighborhoods that beautifully bridges the past and the present. You still find the historic brick homes and craftsmanship that make Detroit architecture so special. But over the years, Bagley has also become a destination for homeowners, renovators, and buyers who recognize the value of these beautiful homes. Around this price point, you'll often find homes that have been thoughtfully updated with open floor plans, modern kitchens, renovated bathrooms, and today's conveniences, while still preserving the historic character that makes this neighborhood so appealing. I think that's one of Bagley's greatest strengths. It offers variety. If you love original woodwork and vintage details, you can find that. If you're looking for a home that's already updated for modern living, you can find that too. And something else that makes Bagley unique is its collection of beautiful 2-family flats and duplexes on several streets. For buyers interested in house hacking or living in one unit while renting out the other, can be a smart way to offset monthly housing costs. Or for multi-generational families, those homes offer opportunity to live close together while still maintaining separate living spaces. As both a real estate advisor and a loan originator, I love helping buyers think strategically about opportunities like these, because sometimes the right property creates possibilities they hadn't even considered yet. Bagley gives buyers something that's becoming harder to find: historic character, modern living, and flexibility for different stages of life. Now, let's head over to East English Village. East English Village quietly wins people over. Yes, you'll find beautiful brick homes, mature trees, and classic Detroit architecture. You also find opportunities at several price points, from homes that you can personalize over time to beautifully renovated properties with larger living spaces and modern updates. But after helping several buyers and sellers in East English Village, I've learned something. Homes aren't what people talk about the most. It's the neighbors. Many of my clients who have decided to sell here are genuinely torn, not because they don't love their next home, but because they're leaving relationships they've spent years building. Their neighbors became extended family. They've celebrated birthdays together, looked out for one another, helped shovel snow, picked up packages, watched others' children grow. These are the kind of connections that are difficult to leave behind. And I also think the East English Village offers something that's pretty special. You still get the energy and the convenience of living in Detroit, But because of its proximity to Grosse Pointe, there's also a touch of a quieter suburban feel nearby. For many buyers, it's the best of both worlds. Our final stop is Rosedale Park. Rosedale Park is one of Detroit's most established and highly sought after neighborhoods on the west side. One distinction that's worth pointing out is that Rosedale Park is an officially designated Detroit Historic District. That designation helps preserve the neighborhood's remarkable collection of English Tudors and Dutch colonials, French Renaissance homes, and other historic architecture that gives this area its unmistakable character. Adjacent to it is North Rosedale Park. While it's often mentioned alongside Rosedale Park because of its similar architecture and strong sense of community, it actually is a separate subdivision, and it's not an officially designated Detroit Historic District. Together, these neighborhoods showcase some of Detroit's finest residential architecture. What really makes this area stand out is its commitment to community. The Rosedale Park Improvement Association has been bringing neighbors together for decades through seasonal events, newsletters, neighborhood initiatives, and one of Detroit's largest annual garage sales. North Rosedale Park is also home to a resident-operated community house and private park, a gathering place for meetings, performances, celebrations, and community events throughout the year. You'll also find the long-standing Park Players Theater Group, the Rosedale Grandmont Little League, nearby parks, and convenient access to the Grand River Corridor with restaurants and coffee shops. To me, this neighborhood represents something incredibly valuable. People here don't simply live next to one another. They intentionally build community together. So which neighborhood is best? Honestly, that's the wrong question. The better question is, which one feels like you? Do you value historic architecture paired with modern updates? Do you want flexible housing opportunities that can adapt as your life changes? Do you want neighbors who become extended family? Do you want a community that's deeply invested in preserving its history and creating traditions for future generations? Because eventually, the kitchens can be remodeled, the bathrooms can be updated, paint colors can change, but you can't move the neighborhood. Fall in love with the neighborhood first, then find the right house. If you're thinking of buying, selling, or investing, or financing a home in Detroit or Metro Detroit, I'd love to help you find the community that fits your lifestyle. One of the reasons that I love talking about Detroit is because every neighborhood has its own personality, its own history, its own traditions, its own people. I don't believe people simply buy houses. I believe they choose communities. They choose where they'll celebrate birthdays, where they'll know their neighbors, where they'll create traditions, where they'll build memories. That's why these conversations matter, because these neighborhoods aren't simply places on a map. They're the backdrop for people's lives. And every one of them has a story worth telling. Now I'd like to hear from you. Which of these neighborhoods feel most like home? Tell me in the comments. I'm Monife with the MK Realty Group, and this is In Detroit with MK. I'll see you in the next one.